Hello, and welcome to the channel, Miracles of History. Please, don't forget to leave your like and support this journey of learning and reflection. The very first biblical character mentioned in the scriptures is Adam Harishon. Adam is truly a fascinating figure. He was the very first human being to walk the face of the earth, and his creation carries something uniquely special. Unlike all of us, he was not born from the womb of a mother, nor did he have a human father. Instead, he was formed directly from the dust of the ground by the very hands of God himself. Yet, according to the teachings of the Kabbalah, it was not simply dust that gave him form. His essence was composed of the four fundamental elements of creation: earth, air, water, and fire. It is quite astonishing to think that we, as descendants of Adam, also carry within ourselves these very same four elements, woven into the fabric of our being. The Kabbalistic tradition places immense value on this idea, and perhaps in another moment we can explore more deeply the importance of understanding how each of these elements manifests within every human soul. Another beautiful point to highlight is the meaning of the very name, Adam. In Hebrew, names are never chosen at random. They are always connected to the inner essence and destiny of the person. Our sages explained that Adam was given this name because, on one hand, he was formed from the Adama, meaning earth or soil, but there is also a much higher and spiritual interpretation. The word Adam can also be read as Adami Lalian, meaning, I shall be like the Most High. This tells us that every human being carries within themselves the potential to rise up and draw closer to God, but also faces the danger of lowering themselves and living bound only to the dust of the ground. This duality, in fact, represents the great mission of humankind. Did you know that Adam was created on the sixth day of creation? And here is something truly curious. He was not created as a baby who would grow gradually over the years. He was formed already as a young man, approximately 20 years old, completely developed, and he remained in that state until the end of his long life. Later on, in other teachings, we will explore what this means on a deeper level. The Talmud also tells us that Adam's skin was different from ours. It radiated with a special light, shining in a way similar to the glow of fingernails, and he possessed an extraordinary and unmatched beauty. Many make the mistake of taking literally the texts that say Adam's body reached from the earth to the heavens. This does not mean that he was physically gigantic, but rather that he possessed a spiritual greatness, an immense reach and influence within creation itself. God granted him the ability to ascend toward the heavens through his good deeds and, at the same time, to act upon the entire earth with kindness and righteousness. A truly beautiful detail preserved in the Kabbalah comes from the Midrash. The Torah states that Adam lived 930 years. However, originally, God had destined for him a lifespan of a full 1,000 years. Why then did he live less? The explanation is profound. When Adam was created, God not only showed him the animals and the wonders of nature, but also revealed to him the souls that would one day descend into the world. Among them, Adam noticed one soul shining with a unique brilliance, but this soul had not been assigned any lifespan on earth. Astonished, Adam asked who it belonged to. He was told that it was the soul of the one who would become King David. Deeply moved, Adam gave away 70 years of his own life to this soul, and that is why he lived 930 years instead of 1,000. Adam was placed in Gan Eden, the Garden of Paradise, a spiritual realm beyond what we know in this world, yet still distinct from the ultimate world to come. He was in many ways like us. He had eyes, a mouth, and a human body. But there was one great difference. Adam was created without the Yetzer, the inclination toward evil. Evil existed only as something external to him, represented by the serpent, which eventually led him into sin. When Adam fell into disobedience, he felt with all his being the full weight of what had happened. He realized that he had brought death into the world, for he had been created originally to live eternally. Stricken with grief, he repented and made the sincere return to God. His repentance was so deep that he separated from his wife for 130 years. Not out of anger toward her, but out of sorrow for the consequences of his actions. When God asked him, "Where are you?" it was not a geographical question, but a spiritual one. Where are you now, after your sin? It was God's way of teaching him, and teaching all of us, that sin never truly pays, for it always distances us from our genuine essence. In time, Adam understood that he had to move forward. He reunited with his wife, and after the tragic loss of Abel, they had another son, Seth Shet, through whom humanity would continue. The Midrash even teaches that with each child born, there also came forth their destined soulmates. reminding us that creation was far richer and more intricate than we often imagine. What we have seen here is only a brief glimpse into the extraordinary story of Adam Harishon, the first man created by God, the root of humanity as we know it. And from his story, we learn that just as Adam carried within himself both the earth and the likeness of the divine, so do we. The choice remains in our hands. Which path will we follow? If you enjoyed this reflection, be sure to continue with us in our upcoming studies. Share this message with your friends, and activate the notification bell so you won't miss any of the rich and inspiring teachings from our tradition.